Hey up everybody, welcome back to the Audio Cycling YouTube channel, where today I am going to be telling you who I am putting onto my Strade Bianche team. Of course there's a lot of deliberation about this because Pidcock has been very recently taken out of the start list, which has drastically changed how I am approaching this race. So without further ado, let me just tell you who my 6 riders are going to be tackling this fantastic race. My first rider is going to be Tim Vellums. Now, Vellums was one that I've been wanting to put onto my team. 18 points seems like a good value for money pick. Especially considering how well he's going this early in the season. He's finished inside the top 10 of this race multiple times, and I think that he is just a very solid pick. He's probably going to be the leader for Lotto Soudal, and I could definitely see him finishing inside maybe the top 5 in this race. My second pick is Julian Alaphilippe. Of course, the reason for this is I do think that Alaphilippe is probably the favourite for this race, even though the bookies say that it is Tadej Pogacar. Alaphilippe, of course, has won this race back in 2019, and he only came second to Van der Poel last year, which shows that without Van der Poel here, Alaphilippe, I think, will have the favourite status over everybody else, considering that he is a previous winner and this course suits him absolutely down to the ground. My third choice is Alessandro Conti. So hear me out here on my logic. My thinking is that Alessandro Conti and Tadej Pogacar will make the kind of winning move after the big gravel sector, and they'll be one of the only teams with multiple riders in there. And I think that it's just a matter of a 50-50. If Tadej Pogacar is the one who attacks and gets up the road, then of course Pogacar is the good pick. But if Conti attacks and Pogacar is the one stuck behind, then all of a sudden Conti is the better pick. And at half the price, I think that Conti seems like a better value for money pick than Pogacar at 16. And Conti is looking in such good form recently, he could honestly finish inside the top 10 or even podium this race on a really good day, I think. My fourth rider is Mauro Schmidt. Of course, I just needed a 6-pointer, and with Leonard Kemner, my strongest recommendation being taken off the start list, I have de facto to Mauro Schmidt for 2 reasons. Number one, he might get assist points for Alaphilippe if he finishes on the podium, so that's a nice kind of safety net there. But also Mauro Schmidt was the rider who won the Strade Bianche-esque stage at stage 12 of the Giro d'Italia last year ahead of Alessandro Conti, which means that he is very adept to riding on gravel roads, and therefore I could see him being one of the last few remaining domestiques for Alaphilippe, which could secure Mauro Schmidt potentially a top 20 or some assist points, makes him a very dangerous 6-pointer to have indeed. My fifth rider is going to be Quintin Simmons. I needed a 10-pointer really to fit into this, and he seems to be the most dangerous one, especially considering how he looked last year. He was in that winning mood before getting a flat tyre and then crashing, but considering that he is from America and he's very used to this kind of gravel style of racing, I think that Quintin Simmons will be suiting this race right down to the ground. Trek Segafredos don't seem to be coming in with a big leader, which makes Simmons more than likely the leader status. In fact, I think I even read somewhere that Simmons is going to be the leader for Trek Segafredo. And then my final pick is going to be Tiesj Benoot, because again I think he is going to be the leader for Jumbo-Visma. He's got a decent team around him, including Milan Vader. And I really like Benoot for this. He looks strong at Omloop, and without Wout, he is of course going to be the strongest rider on the Jumbo-Visma team. He's finished inside the top 10 multiple times in this race, and he's also won the race as well, and I think that's an incredibly dangerous choice. My alternative would be to pick Cosnefroid, but this is going to be Cosnefroid's first time doing this race, which makes me a bit more apprehensive. I think that Benoot is the safer pick. Now, that is the team which I'm thinking of going with, but let me just give you a little bit of insight. My other alternative is to not go with Tim Vellums and Tiesj Benoot. It is instead to go with Pogacar and a 6-pointer. As far as I can tell, my next best favourite would probably be Carlos Rodriguez, since the removal of Tom Pidcock. Of course, I could also go with Marlene van den Berg, but then my deliberation is who's better, Tadej Pogacar and Carlos Rodriguez, or Tim Vellums and Tiesj Benoot. I think on balance it would be Vellums and Tiesj Benoot, because they both have the possibility of finishing inside the top 10, or at least they've got a higher chance of finishing inside the top 10 than Pogacar and Rodriguez. I'm just not sure about Rodriguez's ability to do well in this race, which is why I am thinking that my team will be the one that is on screen right now. those are going to be my 6 riders for Strade Bianche. Let me know in the comments down below who you're going to be picking onto your team of 6, and of course we'll see how they all play out tomorrow. And all that is left to say is to keep safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Salut!